This episode is proudly sponsored by Limitless Slides, the only performance slide built for mindset, comfort, and recovery. Grab your own pair at limitlessslides.com and take 30% off with the code 2MOMEDIT. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Two Mom Edit with Lisa and Jamie. And yes, I said it correctly this time.
Yes, you did.
So we have so much to talk about. I know we really wanted to update everybody on our pregnancy and how I'm feeling, all the new things we're learning. And then in honor of Lisa forcing me to watch Netflix's Queer Ultimatum.
Yes.
Because I never watch any television, especially being pregnant and wanting to go to sleep right away.
How could you not watch Queer Ultimatum? It's the second season. It's so good.
Well, you made
I have
a good
so
point,
many
though.
thoughts on these girls. It's
but
not
wait,
even funny.
your point is right, though. You're like, a lot of shows like this don't make it to a second season. So obviously it must have been good to make it to a second season. Like people like to watch the girls, right? On Ultimatum. But I never watched a regular Ultimatum either. I'm not a big...
Oh, I love all that stuff.
That's because you love reality television.
I just like to just look how people behave and the decisions they make and how they
as
act,
everybody knows, because you can't stop saying it, I'm just scrolling on food recipes on Instagram while you're watching your stuff.
Queer Ultimatum. I know, but for those that have watched it, I got to make an episode just of me breaking down the entire season because it was that insane.
I mean, I did watch some of it with you.
You did watch some.
Yeah, and I said, okay, Lisa wants me to do this, so I'll do it.
Overall
but then
thoughts
what happened? What happened, Lee?
Well, I had to keep watching.
Watched it behind my back. That's like the biggest slap in the face when you're in a relationship.
I know. Overall thoughts on it when you saw everybody there.
Okay, first thought. Let's just do one thought each right now.
Okay.
Thank God I'm married.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought.
That was your thought? Yes. Other thing I had was I felt like they were very young. And I just wanted to shake a couple of them and be like, listen, this doesn't have to be your forever relationship, because sometimes when you're in that relationship, it's just so comfortable and it goes back in circles and circles, and there's it's just not good for you.
Yeah, and there's no reason to settle when you're still young, or even if you're old. Like, this is your life. But you should be happy every day.
And not every day.
We're going through a lot.
We're going through a lot.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of the feedback we get for this podcast is that people like how honest we are.
Yes.
I don't mind sharing that I'm struggling mentally this pregnancy, and it's really hard. I'm going to cry right now.
Yeah.
I had such a hard day.
I know. You're doing, listen, you're doing good. Okay. We did our 20-week scan. Jamie's carrying these babies like rock stars. It's a lot. And,
I love being pregnant, but I'm just having a hard day today.
I love being pregnant.
It is hard.
I know.
But I do love it so much. You know that every pregnancy I've had,
all I could keep saying
it's so amazing to me. It's just today's just a hard day, so it's a touchy subject right now. But so the last time we talked before we played the Travelers episode, we were like, oh, we got to update everybody on the craziness. Like, things were going so good, and then they weren't. But then they were going good. So that was almost a month, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
In a nutshell, I just started having a lot of Braxton Hicks, which, if you don't know what they are, they're practice contractions that you get in the third trimester. And I was only 17 weeks because now I'm 20 and a half, almost 21 actually. Mm-hmm. Now I don't lie about the weeks anymore because I'm not embarrassed.
No. You but
anyway, so in a nutshell, so we don't have to whatever. So for 1 week straight, I was getting increasingly worse Braxton Hicks. I was so uncomfortable. And then it ended with me almost fainting one night, and then I felt a huge sharp pain in my belly, and I thought something happened to my placenta or something, so I ended up having to go to the ER.
You kept saying you heard a pop, or you felt a pop.
Yeah, I still feel weirdness whenever I move a certain way in that same spot, so I can't wait to have the babies just to find out what's going on there. I think it's my muscles or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was scary when I almost fainted. I was showing a house and I was all by myself, and I was, oh my God.
Show any type of face when you're in work mode.
I was
you never.
So I was trying so hard to hide
emotions.
how uncomfortable I was, which made it even worse. Mm-hmm. And even when I almost fainted, thank God the showing was over, but I just played it off so cool. I got in the car and
told them you felt like you were gonna faint.
Yeah, but that's it. And then I went in the car though, and then I didn't tell them that I also felt a pop in my belly, that I was freaking out that I was gonna start bleeding. I didn't share all that with them. I called you because I was so nervous I was going to faint fully. And I'm like, oh my God, these people don't know me that well.
I threw the kids in the car and we were driving to go get you to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I was so scared.
And that's the thing when you have other kids too. It's like, we just got to, whatever it takes. We're all in it together. I got to throw them in the car. We go figure it out. Like that time you ran out of gas. And I just had the kids all settled. I had to throw them in the car, one
Thank God
car
I was
seat,
already, like, in
then
town,
the booster, then get in the
God.
car. After I just settled in.
After you did such a good job making them like it was Cinco de Mayo because we made them a taco dinner. So it was all exciting. It was like a whole big thing. I was like rushing home to like get there for family Cinco de Mayo dinner.
Yeah.
And I ran
I guess. So whatever, we slept them wherever. That was scary. So you went to the hospital for that. You were there till 11 o'clock at night.
No, 12.
There was a time that you went to the gyno too because you felt something that you were worried about.
That was the same week. I called them. I'm like, is it normal that I'm getting Braxton Hicks this early? And they're like, I think you should come in. But the crazy thing is, like, since then, besides still having like anxiety, physical anxiety, like heart palpitations, like once a day.
Yeah, bad.
Since then, the next 3 weeks were actually great. No Braxton Hicks. I wasn't feeling uncomfortable, working out regularly. Like that.
But emotionally, I think you felt like off with your anxiety. You can't really do much when your heart's pumping.
But it's only like a few hours a day. So to me, that's like an overall win. If the rest of the day is fine, but I just have a few hours where I'm feeling that, like, yes, does it suck? Yeah, of course. But I'm like, okay, well, the rest of the day I feel great. I'm working out in the morning. I'm taking care of my kids. I'm playing with them. Being present. They were home from camp for 2 weeks and we went to the pool like almost every day. And I was feeling amazing. And every day I was like, wow, I'm so grateful that I got to do this today. I'm so grateful I got to spend the time with my kids because I don't want like my pregnancy to take away from their summer and our quality time. This is our last summer. I'm going to cry again. Like with just the two. What is wrong with me today?
It's okay. It's all right. Listen, this is an honest episode, This is
it's our last summer. Yeah,
this is what it is, carrying and being pregnant.
Just saying, it's our last summer with only having 2 kids, and I want to enjoy it with them.
And you're doing really good,
Well, and then
so
we
for
canceled
pregnant,
our vacations too because we were like nervous about traveling.
Yeah, we canceled our vacations.
And then I just don't want them to lose their. I mean, I know they don't know the difference,
honey.
I know,
honey. We have a great vacation planned.
No, I know.
Okay, everything's great. We just saw the twins. You're carrying them great. One was a little bit smaller than the other. We thought that the umbilical cord was attached to the side of the placenta. That had apparently shifted, so it's looking better. Sophie is now measuring only like 5-6% less than Serafina.
Yeah, which is perfect.
Everything's going good.
Yeah,
and that's it. You just gotta just gotta take a deep breath.
So what I was saying is, for those 3 weeks, I felt great, and then just today, I had like work for several, like 4 hours at an open house and stuff, and I just felt so uncomfortable every time I was standing.
Well,
and I was getting a lot of Braxton Hicks, and my whole body's just hurting.
Listen, you see on social media all these women making reels of them bouncing around pregnant, and that's great and all, and you felt like that moments too. But share the struggle. Share what's really up here. It's a very hard time right now. But it's also a blessing. We were just sharing that with Kristen and Heather yesterday, and that's the reality of it.
It's a blessing.
It's a reality of it. So listen.
You know what? I'm feeling frustrated because I thought like that was such a fluke that I had that week like that, and I thought that meant like I wasn't gonna feel that way again.
Listen, you may feel like that again.
I'm physical, but so I'm like just feeling really frustrated that it happened again today, and I'm nervous that it's gonna be like this all week, and whatever.
Don't know.
I just gotta take it. I just gotta go to bed early and relax tonight.
Right. So back to the queer ultimatum.
How do we get off on this tangent?
Aren't you glad that you're married? With all these kiddos?
Yeah, well, oh my God. Yeah, I am. But I think about it, and I've always known this. I've always felt like if I didn't find you, I don't know if I would just be single for the rest of my life.
No, you'd find somebody.
No, I don't know. You're my person.
Won't be as spicy as me, though. Always on edge. Always.
Keep me on my toes. Thank you, Lisa.
Oh, babe. All right.
So in honor of the queer ultimatum.
In honor of the queer ultimatum. And all of the relationships that we have gone through.
And all the relationships that we're watching these girls go through and seeing how much they are going to learn as they get older.
Or you hope that they don't settle, because my past relationships, I probably would have just settled unless situations happened that like forced me out, which was a blessing for me. it's easier to settle. You know, people that you grew up with that settled for somebody that they just were dating since college.
Yes, I do.
And now they're just, you know, just really not that happy, to be quite frank, you know. And they share our friends.
Sad to me.
Yeah, but sometimes it's easier to settle than to leave your comfort zone to a lot of people, you know. So I just hope that the people that are on the show get their answers. There is one person on the show that I really, really, really liked a lot.
Who?
Her name was Marie. I think it was Marie.
And I would have
And
to see a picture. You know, I'm terrible
I
with
liked
names.
her because she was the most pure, real person on that show with her feelings. When she found out, remember she was with Mel, who ended up hooking up with Dana, the femme.
You would have to
And that's the
literally
thing
hold
with
up their
femmes.
face, a picture of
This
their
is the
face
thing
to
with
explain
femmes.
to me what you're talking
This is
about.
the thing with femmes in the lesbian world. They know, or at least in the east, on the East Coast, North, they know they're like a unicorn, right? They know that power that they have. These femmes, you did too. You were but you didn't play that. You didn't play that mindset.
Yeah, well, I don't have the confidence those girls had.
So the girl Dana just like totally sucked in Mel, is working her. They're definitely hooked up, and then Mel was with Marie, who you could just tell was a down ass real. I call her people like that RP. She was just like a real person. You could tell
Did
from
the
her
other 5 episodes come out yet?
Yeah, it's all done.
Did you finish it?
I definitely did. I'm so sorry. I even watched the reunion.
Oh my God, Lisa.
Well, I'll catch you up with it. I'll watch it again because I could pick these girls apart, like, you know, not in a bad way, but like their mindset. And like there were situations on there that reminded me of some of my past relationships.
So we have very different like relationships before each other.
Right. So what's the title? What's the episode about?
The past.
The past. The past.
Yeah. All right, so let's go back. Like, so we're talking about before our relationship. Well, who was your first serious relationship after coming out?
My first serious relationship after coming out was a girl in college. She was on the college basketball team, and I was on the college softball team. And we were together from Staten Island.
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
And we were together for, I think, like 2 years.
Sorry, I'm yawning, but I'm allowed to yawn. I'm tired.
You're doing, yeah. Who was your first relationship? Was that the one that you're part of your coming out story?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because we were together for, I would say that's my first, it's my first relationship since I came out, but I would say it's still my first serious relationship. We were together for, I think, at least a year.
Okay.
And I was a junior in high school. Oh, that was through a senior in high school. So yeah, we were together for at least over a year.
Okay. And how'd you guys break up?
I have the worst memory in the world.
Oh my God, Jamie.
I know. This episode's gonna suck on my end. Yours will be great. But I think we just would start to fight. We just like starting to fight, and I'm like, okay, this is not working.
You just broke up.
Yeah,
That's it. A lot of people fight and they don't break up. That's the thing that like. My first in college, we just grew apart because she graduated, and then I was like, "Oh man, I wasted 3 years. Not wasted, sorry. I spent 3 years of my college experience in a relationship, and we just grew apart because she was off campus then, and then I was still at college. So that we just grew apart, just kind of like fizzled out. I would say that was my most normal, healthy, besides you, relationship that I've ever had. After that, it all went downhill.
Yes, it did. I know that for you.
Yeah.
What do you think you learned from that relationship, good or bad?
That relationship was just like, what did I learn from that? I learned not to be like codependent. I mean, we were like, I moved off campus. I was living with her in our apartment. I didn't have that college experience. And I was just like, I just became attached, and I regret it. And, you know, I regretted that experience a little bit. I'll be honest with you. So I learned not to become codependent and get obsessed so quickly. Mm-hmm. What about you? Well, no, you had a serious relationship with that 50-year-old when you were 16, right after.
We're still talking about that first relationship, though.
Oh, okay. But what'd you learn from your relationship?
From that one?
Yeah.
I probably just learned how to be in a girl relationship.
Right.
Like, I think from that, I probably just took what the dynamic is like when you're dating a woman.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I don't think any other significant lessons other than the differences between dating a guy and a girl.
Yeah, not from that one, because I feel like the relationships earlier on, I didn't really get like something powerful from.
Well, because you're still so young, and the relationship, I think, is so surface still.
Yeah.
For most people. I mean, I'm sure there's young people that have very significant relationships, but what do you think your like biggest insecurity was in actually any relationship that you had? What was your biggest insecurity?
So after that relationship, I had another one that I wasn't really into. It was just, I just jumped from like relationship to relationship, person to person. It was like I always needed somebody there. And then I did the show. After that was just a very unhealthy spiral. And that's when I connected with another person who was on reality TV. And then we were in a relationship for 2 years, and that was an extremely dysfunctional relationship. And my biggest insecurity with it, I just constantly felt like I had to take care of her mental health. She would like, say things that would force me to stay in that relationship. So like I wouldn't have guilt. Like she would do something if I broke up with her, whatever. And then I was just constantly helping her mental health. I don't know why I stood in that for so long. So I didn't really have insecurities until towards the end. I found out that she was doing appearances too, separately than me. And then her computer was open, and I found out as she was basically living with me in my apartment that she went to an appearance in somewhere by us, and her ex-girlfriend was there, and they hooked up, and I saw the email.
Where was that?
Where was the appearance? Long Island.
Oh.
And that's where her ex was, and that's how they hooked up. But for me, it was good because that was my out. I had to get out. But she knew that I lost my dad. She knew how scarred I was. She knew that we found him. She knew all that childhood trauma. So I would feel use that against me to keep me in the relationship. And I don't know if I would have left the ups and downs. And that's where I learned a lot of ups and downs and in relationships.
It almost like taught you like your first serious adult relationship. You
Terrible.
were learning that it was supposed to be so dysfunctional.
So dysfunctional. I was handling her mental health for the whole 2 years.
So like similarly, like in the relationship I had, that second one that you're talking about, like we definitely had huge blowout fights, and that is like not
and then the
really
makeup.
normal.
You think that the makeup is like that's how they show love. It shouldn't
be so drastic like that. It shouldn't be so intense.
That's how they show love. That's how you start to think that that's what love is shown as, or at least like what it looks like. Because I never saw my mom in a relation like at home with somebody married. I didn't know what that was supposed to look like.
Mm-hmm. Well, I did. I saw my mom as a team with her husband.
Right.
But I was in a relationship that just felt.
So even though you saw that, right? What made that okay with that relationship that you were in? That there was all those ups and downs, like you're saying, that relationship.
I don't know, but remember, like I was 15 years younger than her, so maybe I was so young, so maybe I was just going with. Like I was so young,
right?
She wasn't. So for me, like if you would ask me what was my biggest insecurity in I guess any of my relationships, was definitely like exes, because I had a reoccurring thing, I think with every single person I've dated, that they were like talking to their ex, even though they never cheated on me with them. It was a reoccurring thing that the ex always popped up, and it made me so insecure.
Right.
And for 2 of the relationships, it was the same person. They both had the same ex.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Who had that same ex?
Several people that I dated had the same ex.
How crazy is that, though?
Welcome to the lesbian world.
That is. You could say it, though. So the older person that Jamie was dating had an ex.
All right, fine. I wasn't going to say it, but if you want to say it, great.
And then that ex was also my ex. But that ex that you're mentioning was not the one where I was talking about the mental health and I was just taking care of her.
No.
That ex
she probably would have killed me.
Oh, no, but remember she did. Remember she called. Remember
she did try to threaten me a few times, that one. That crazy one. I think
she said you had a white trash name.
Well, she was something. I feel bad for her. She had a lot of mental health issues.
No, I know. I
do feel bad.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad to say. I do feel bad for her.
Yeah, I don't know how she's doing. I haven't spoken to her in forever, but I hope that, she's all good and everything.
I hope so too.
So that was a dysfunctional relationship.
Wait, but we often have recently been like, we don't know where any of your exes are, Lisa.
I know. I kind of want to find them all.
I'm so curious.
There's really only two.
Oh, those two that we're talking about, like, are
two
they
main ones.
Where do they live? Are they married to men, women? Do they have kids?
I have no idea.
I mean,
but
I think we turned out the
curious
best.
too.
I'm pretty sure we turned out the best. Even out of my exes, I'm like, am I the only one that settled down with a family now?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily always mean the best.
That's true. But
Right?
I still think I have the best relationship.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I mean, how would I really know? I don't know who they're dating. I'm just saying.
right. It's just fun to say that about an ex.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So that was your insecurity with the ex, and then obviously
Would
that
you
carried
say,
over
oh,
to our relationship too.
unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
But after a few years,
And then it all worked itself out. What were you saying? What was the question?
looking back at those relationships, do you think that there was any red flags that you ignored?
Yes.
Well, what were
Many
they?
red flags.
Mm-hmm, like what?
The first relationship, not the one in college, the one right after when I was doing all the reality TV stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very attractive, very feminine, very attractive, popular. That's what I looked at. And I guess it's now called love bombing. She was literally obsessed with me and made me feel like I was the God's gift to everything. But
Is
then,
that a word? Love bombing?
yeah.
Is that what they use? Like me, like our
I think
nieces'
so,
age,
yeah.
like the cool thing?
Yes,
Ooh,
it's
I'm
where
not cool
from
at all.
what I know, it's where like you show so much affection, so much I love you, it's amazing, just like overdo it.
I'm just asking for extra love. I want to be. I learned a new term, love bomb. I want to be love bomb.
Love bomb is not good.
Oh, it sounds good to me. I like it. I like it.
So anyway, so that was a red flag, and then just the ups and downs, the fighting, the normalizing of just yelling and screaming and
Well, that like brings me to my
and-
next like question. So then, do you think you brought those toxic traits to your next relationships? For me, I did. I think like from that to like all of my relationships, there would be like these really intense fights, and that did happen with us too. We learned after being together for so long not to have that. But in the beginning of our relationships, we had super intense fights.
Yeah.
And
The one after though,
do you think that has to do with age though, or just learning how to
because
communicate?
I don't remember fighting crazy with the one after.
Oh, really?
I don't think it was she didn't get that crazy.
Maybe
Like,
she was too.
maybe she yeah. She smoked a lot of weed.
So she was too high to fight with you. That's
No,
why.
but she did it in other ways, like storming out, but it wasn't like the screaming and the name calling and that like that.
Well, you're not really like that either so much. You
I
like to
don't-
just peace out.
I don't like I don't like
So maybe
that
she
at
was like
all.
that too, and you guys would just both be like out.
Yeah. And
I like to deal with things right away so we could just fix it and move on.
yeah, but that doesn't work
For you.
when everything's high energy, high
For you.
intensity for me at least. No, I just no. So did I bring anything? I think our relationships were just especially with our relationship, I think in the beginning it was fueled on the first couple arguments. There was definitely alcohol involved, when I was
Yes.
partying. And
Yeah.
if that ex was out, that caused an issue too in the early on in a relationship. So that's why it
Yeah,
triggered
because you made poor choices when you were younger. I mean,
yeah, I made
you made
poor
choices when you were
choices.
drinking.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I definitely did. I didn't really know what a healthy type of relationship.
Yeah, and like you said
is.
before, you didn't have like a model. I did have a model,
Even people that have models though too,
Of
they
course.
still don't.
of course, because it takes. You have to learn. Like,
Yeah.
So that brings me to my next question. Like, and
I
it's all
learned a
about
lot.
communication. And I think that as our relationship has grown in 13, 14 years.
Yeah,
Oh my God, it's almost.
tomorrow. I knew it.
Aww.
I knew it. I knew it was tomorrow.
Tomorrow's our dating anniversary.
Wow, man, I wish I could relive that day.
7712.
7725.
What are we gonna do to celebrate?
Want to put up the wallpaper in the podcast room that we're making?
I'm gonna end up going to the doctor to get checked on my baby.
I have a huge event tomorrow for work.
You know what's funny? I was just thinking today when I was at my open house. I'm like, there's a restaurant in my head.
I really
that
want to
wanna
go out
try.
to dinner with you.
You do? Would you want to go tomorrow? I can get a babysitter.
I would love that.
it's their first day of camp. They're going to be so tired anyway, and I'm going to pick them up, and then I could just bring them home. And we can, all right, let's try that, because you know what? It is our anniversary.
Yeah.
I think that we can use a little bit of regrouping. I was going to surprise you and book a sitter for Friday, but we have plans with our friends on Saturday, and I was like,
what's Saturday? Oh, right. Oh, can't wait.
A birthday party. So I didn't want to do that 2 nights in a row. Yeah. So, but maybe tomorrow, because it is our anniversary, and we can use a little reconnection. And
we can use reconnection for
the
sure.
Restaurant, excuse me, I want to go to is in Piermont.
Yeah. Okay.
So, all right, let's try that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're so off task as usual.
No, but relationships, you know.
Oh, so my point is, in the 13 years, is that 13 years? 2012 to now? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, you're right. 'Cause even though we're bad at math, that's a pretty easy one. Yeah. I think the reason why our relationship has gotten significantly better throughout the years, and the reason why we have grown together rather than grown apart, is because we got better and better at communicating.
Our communication overall, from when we first started
to
even the middle of the years. I know, but I also want to let people know, like, during pregnancy is difficult. With 2 kids, with a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yeah, almost
and 3 businesses, basically. Like, there's so much, you know. That's why I feel peace with the house. I feel peace with the kids, but there's a lot of changes going on in my 3 businesses, basically.
Yeah, and the pregnancy.
There's a lot of change going on, you know? So it's just, this is life right now, and this is the season right now that we're in. And when we film an episode, 8 months from now, it's just going to be a very different season. 5 months, 4, everything's going to be a different season.
Watch out
but
for
right
then.
now,
I'm going to be postpartum. You got to give me a few months.
Right now, in this episode, it's a busy season, and and you're learning.
Wait, you know what I wanted to tell you,
this is the truth. I'm very big, because we always say the truth. This is the truth of where we're at right today on this filming episode.
Yeah, I mean, I cried like 8 times. I think we're
going through. We have the kids right outside.
This is the first time we're filming with our kids somewhere close
because
by.
we want to balance
we've
this.
We've been so busy for work, and we didn't want to let people down. And
no, exactly.
And I just got home from work, and I had a really hard day, as we said before. And we still sat down and said we have to do this because we have to do what we have to do.
And as we're talking more, it's like it's good that it's coming out. So it's like, this is the season we're in this today.
But I just wanted to tell you something. Speaking of postpartum, I want to do what we did with Carmela.
Okay.
So you know what I did?
Placenta pills?
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking about them.
Do you think that helped?
Listen, whatever we got to do to get you feeling good.
From what I remember, okay, so we took my placenta.
Mentally.
Brought it to a professional who, like, some people think my family thought it was gross, but I was happy I did it.
I buried the second one with Carmela.
The only reason why we didn't do it with Francesco is because it was literally, I got into a car accident the day we gave birth to him, so we weren't prepared with, like, the cooler and all that stuff that you're supposed to bring for them to properly store it.
Right.
And then the hospital, we tried to tell them, but they didn't do it the right way. So when the girl came to pick it up, she's like, this is not safe for us to do. Yeah. I would like to do it this time.
I want you to do it this time. 100%.
I do think it helped with Carmela.
See, these are, now you're reminding me, these are the fun things that were a newness and a fun innocence that we had when we had Carmela. Wow, placenta pills. Wow. There was even something you could, like, make it into, like, a necklace or something like that. Remember all that stuff?
I definitely want to do something with my breast milk to finalize my breastfeeding journey of 4 kids. I'm going to cry again.
And then, remember the breast milk? Remember I was giving myself facials with it?
Oh, yeah, we love that.
I love that. See, we should start talking about more about the things that are exciting versus, like, the worrying. No, just the worrying. I don't think we complain. We're never complainers.
I don't know. I feel like we just haven't. No, I mean, like, on the podcast. We're just saying a lot how hard pregnancy is, but
it is right now.
It is, but that's today. If you asked me if we did this podcast yesterday, I would have had like a totally.
But
different...
isn't that real? Doesn't every day somebody have different emotions?
Yeah, but I don't want people to be scared to be pregnant, like, because being pregnant is amazing.
Yeah, but you know how many people you're talking out there that are probably about to have kids, and they're like, you know what, Jamie went through this. This is normal. This is okay. I think this is good. Like, listen,
I'm tired.
We plan on talking about exes,
with some Epsom salt,
but we're talking about now real things of relationship. That's why, like the ultimatum. Like, you watch these people, and you're like, dude, there's so much more that you're gonna have to be together as a team to be in any long-lasting relationship, because this shit gets rocky, up and down, all in between. And that's why marriages work. It's constant. You have to choose. You choose your marriage every day. And it's hard at times, but guess what? It's real. It's real. And I'm glad we opened up about, the trickiness lately. You know what I'm saying?
Next episode, we'll talk all about this stuff. Let's reminisce on Carmela's pregnancy and all the innocent, lovely thoughts we had. And,
yeah, but can't we find innocent, lovely thoughts now again?
I mean, yeah. And like all the things we have now that are in the enjoyable parts of pregnancy.
Yeah. I think once we get the nursery up and running, that's going to be good. We got the guy doing the floors. I'm going to paint next week, the room.
The day we did our anatomy scan was great too. Everything was beautiful. We were enjoying seeing these beautiful babies grow.
Yeah, the twins are going to listen to this because the cool thing about like podcasts and stuff and YouTube is they could listen to this when they're like 15 and be like, they were complaining about us. These bitches, they were complaining about us.
Not call me a bitch. Grounded.
More than grounded, we say it. Your ass is sitting in your house for months.
No cell phone for the rest of your life.
Oh my God, Carmela did something so cool, and then we could wrap it up. We're really teaching her that, like, cell phones are like, we call it like gloomy corns because there's a book called, what's it called? Gloomy corn? What's the book called?
Yeah.
Anyway, we're trying to pave the way so that she doesn't want a phone by the time she's like freaking 6, 7, right? 10, 11. So anytime I have my phone by me, I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't like my phone. Get rid of my phone. Come on. Who's bothering me? I don't really have my phone around me when she's there and brother too. If Jamie does, she says, oh, it's for work. But it's like an annoyance to me, right? And then she's been home for the past 2 weeks because it's between school and camp. We have purely just been playing because she lost TV. She don't even watch a lot of TV. She lost TV like 3 weeks ago. So we've just been playing, right? And
that's why they're watching a movie right now because they haven't had TV in so long. So we knew they'd be quiet for a few minutes.
So real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. I was like, Carmela, look how much more fun it is when you're not watching a show. Like, basically pairing technology. Like, look, I'm not a gloomy corn. Like, I'm not just, that's what a gloomy corn is. Not like unicorn. It's a gloomy corn when you're just staring at your phone or a TV. So my niece Mia comes over to help out for 2-3 hours. And Carmela's like, see, Mia, isn't it so much more fun playing than being on your phone?
Yeah, because the last time we saw Mia, she was literally on her phone the whole time.
Yeah.
And Mia was Carmela notices that.
Notices.
And how old is she? 13?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Mia was like, yeah, I had so much fun today. I don't even like my phone. Da, da, da. So it's good that she's recognizing that, like, I hope she's just like too cool for a phone.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, we'll see how these kids turn out and then we'll know what's up.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say thank God we didn't go to the city to film. I would have definitely had to cancel because I'm literally
I know.
But listen, thank God we started doing this at home.
Listen, this is a real episode. It's the truth. And now our kids are calling us,
so that's our cue.
Call them in here.
Carmela, come here.
Carmela, Chesco.
Here they come.
I hear somebody.
Come here.
Come on in. We're recording. We're talking about gloomy corn.
Do you want to say anything on the microphone about a gloomy corn?
Just go. Here, you want to hear? Here, put this on and you can
Do you want to hear it too?
Yeah. Hear
okay, here you go. Everybody get your headphones.
Say hello, my name is Francesco.
Da.
That's not how you talk.
Akita goo gaga.
Carmela, talk in the microphone, brother.
Look, you can hear yourself. Say something, love bug. You're feeling shy? It's literally just us in a room.
You go on the water slide with mommy today?
You like to hear yourself on the microphone? Do you hear mama? He's being a silly boy. It's funny, right, Mama? All right, everybody, can you guys all help us? All right, can you help us say goodbye, everybody? 1, 2, 3. Bye, everybody. See you next time.
See ya. Ciao.
Bye.